What's up everybody, I am back to do another pickup video. This video is going to be a little bit different, and if I seem a little bit off, I do apologize. After work today I had some time to kill, so I went to a local distillery in the area. So when I went there, they basically give out samples of all their products, and this is just a really local guy. Two guys started a distillery by themselves. They make a moonshine, and basically they just gave my dad and I like 7 shots of like 7 shots in total, just to try everything out. So if I seem a little off, it's because it's hitting me really hard right now, and it's a struggle. So the struggle is real. But yeah, really cool. If you're in the area, go check it out. It's called Murphy's Law Distillery out in Elmira. Actually, I got some right here. I posted a picture on my Instagram and Facebook, but anyways, they make it's super authentic. They even serve it in like mason jars. This one's called Cherry Bomb. It's got cherries in it, and this one's like nice tea, like sweet tea stuff. I know a lot of people aren't like into alcohol and stuff like that. They don't want their beer reviews and videos and stuff, but this isn't really beer review. I don't know. It's just something really cool. So these are the 2 I bought. It's not exactly cheap, but I don't know, it was super cool. The guy was super friendly, and he like took us on a tour of the whole place, and it was just him there basically by himself, the owner. And he's like younger than me. He's like 23 years old, so really cool place. Go check it out, Murphy's Law Distillery, Elmira. And like I said, if I seem a little off today, you'll know why. So I'm gonna start with the obligatory limited run games. Everyone, I'm the last person to get these things always. The One-Way Heroics, Mystery Chronicles, One-Way Heroics, whatever you can call it. Picked those up. Those came in, as well as Thomas Was Alone, PS Vita and PS4, so really cool. This one, not too sure about that one, because RPGs and me don't get along. This one, however, looks really cool, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to jump into my Games in the Garbage segment. Been kind of a slow week, but maybe more productive than most, if you want to call it that. I picked up Spore Galactic Edition for the PC. I don't know if you get it. A lot of people know Spore. It's come with the slipcover and everything. It's super complete. Really nice. I don't play Spore. It's not something I plan on keeping, but it was just too nice to just get rid of, so I kept that around. It's still cool. This next one is probably the coolest one ever. Again, not something I'm probably going to keep because I'm not really into this series, and that's World of Warcraft. This is one of their expansions called Wrath of the Lich King Collector's Edition. I'll hold it back here so you can see it because it's freaking massive. But yeah, there it is. It's really cool. It's all in there. I'll just kind of pull it out. There's like a strategy guide, some day passes, a deck of playing cards, everything. Everything inside of this is still sealed, so I don't think it's ever been used. Perhaps, now I couldn't find anything that actually said that the game expansion or the pass or the CD, anything in the activation code, I haven't seen that in here, so maybe that's been used, but everything else inside is still sealed. There's a soundtrack, art book, blah blah blah, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, pretty cool. This looks like it's worn, but it's not. That's the way it's supposed to look all the way around, if you haven't checked it out. Yeah, like I said, not something I'm super interested in, but it is super cool, and I'm sure I'll find somebody out there who loves the series more than I and would like to have that. Moving on to video games, I picked up a couple from Microplay. I've really been loving Microplay lately. The one here in Kitchener, I know a lot of people say the one in Guelph and Cambridge are better. I would almost disagree with that. The one in Kitchener seems to get a lot more stock, and they have a lot more like random stuff that you'd never see anywhere else. The other ones seem to have the generic, like all the stuff you'd see everywhere. But for some reason, the one in Kitchener gets all these little like random titles that you'd never see anywhere else. So I picked up 2, and they were $5 a piece, so whatever, picked them up. Blowout on the PS2. This kind of seems like a Metroid. I'll call it a Metroidvania, but more of a Metroid game, side-scrolling Metroid game, or like Shadow Complex maybe. I don't know. From what I saw in the back, that's what it looks like. Gameplay looks somewhat like that as well. Very similar. I have no idea if it's going to be any good, but it looked cool, so I picked it up. This one is pretty cool as well. I'm almost more excited about this than almost anything else I picked up. It's called Sky Odyssey on the PS2. It's like a flight. It's like I want to call it an arcade flight simulator. So it's flight sim in the fact that it's real. It uses like real avionics and stuff like that you've got to know, but it's also arcadey because it kind of makes it simple, and the stuff it makes you do is kind of weird. So you're like landing on trains and stuff like that. So really weird. It's pretty fun, I will admit. I had some fun messing around with it. Haven't got very far in it at all, but like I said, really cool. And you fly everything from like biplanes to like jets and stuff like that. So who knows? It's just one of those random titles that I just saw and I'm like, I've never seen this anywhere else, so I picked it up. Like I said, $5 a piece for those. This is a game I picked up off of Kijiji. I think the next couple are Kijiji. This one and the next one I'll say are Kijiji. A Boy and His Blob on Wii. This is a game I haven't seen anywhere at a decent price. I heard somewhere this is coming to PS4 as a remaster on PS4. I'm not exactly sure if I'm interested in that. Especially if I have this one on the Wii, like, why bother? So, as we're on that topic, I don't really understand why people are remastering and re-releasing games that were on last gen on this gen. In some cases it makes sense, like if you want to cross-platform between both. Like say The Last of Us makes sense because it was on like the very end of the PS3 life cycle, so you also put it on the PS4. That makes sense. But people are putting like God of War 3, why? It doesn't make sense. And like, what's the new one that just came out that I saw? Man, blanking. Bulletstorm. Like, Bulletstorm is a good game, don't get me wrong, it's fun. I just don't see why it needs a remaster. But stuff that's like older, like I could see stuff on the GameCube or original Xbox or PS2, like at least 1 and 2 generations behind, I think that makes more sense to have a remaster for. So if this is getting a remaster on PS4, probably won't get it, just pick this one up. This was $10 on Kijiji. I played the NES version on my Retron 5. That game is so confusing, I have no idea what's going on. So I'm hoping this one's a little bit more intuitive, hopefully so. Either way, it's cool to have. Another Kijiji pickup. As many of you heard, maybe in my last pickup video, I don't remember when I showed it, probably my last video actually, I picked up an Xbox One and I have one game for it and that's it. And I brought it home, I hooked it up, I played it for a little bit of the afternoon, and I haven't turned it on since. Just because there hasn't been a whole lot that I'm interested in playing for the Xbox One. I picked it up because I knew I wanted the exclusives, and so I'm still trying to get the exclusives for it. So I'm going to throw out the same question again. If you know of any Xbox One exclusives on the system that are must-plays, obviously that I haven't picked up today because I have 2 Xbox One games to show you, please let me know down in the comments. I'm really trying to figure it out. As far as like Xbox One and PS4 goes, PS4 is a clear win. There's just a lot more like indie titles, interesting titles that are coming out on PS4 than Xbox One. So if you're into like indie stuff and niche games and stuff like that, definitely go for the PS4. Xbox One, not saying it's a bad system, I'm just not finding as many interesting games that are exclusive to that platform. Anyways, that being said, Gears 4 came out, so I picked it up on Kijiji. I didn't want to spend the $80 that it is brand new. So I found this on Kijiji for $60 brand new, so picked that up. I sold some stuff, and this is essentially like free, or like cost me like $10 essentially, so really cool, happy to have it. Still sealed, haven't opened it yet, haven't gotten around to it, but hopefully soon. Another Xbox One exclusive that I've been looking for that suddenly became really kind of difficult to find in my area. Ori and the Blind Forest. A lot of people are talking about this game. It looks beautiful. I haven't played it, just from what I've seen in reviews and gameplay videos. It looks absolutely magnificent. So hopefully one day I'll get into this. Apparently it's an amazing game. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into it at some point in my life. Hopefully sooner rather than later. The next one I picked up at an EB Games. Again, a game that I don't see everywhere. Became rare, according to all those, conspiracy theorists online. And the price jacked up, and then they re-released it as a Nintendo Selects, and the price dropped. So, whatever you want to call it. Lego City Undercover. I freaking hate Lego games. I'm not going to be afraid to admit it. I do not like Lego games. I have a couple that I picked just out of pure interest sake. But the more I play them, the more I realize I don't like that method of gameplay. It's just collectathon upon collectathon, and it's just not my style. This piques my interest simply because it's more of like a GTA clone, and everyone's been saying that, so it's not new information coming from me. But like I said, it's something new. It's an exclusive to the Wii U console, so that's also interesting. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And it's a brand new story. It's not based off of something else like Marvel, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. So Jurassic Park, Star Wars, blah 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 blah. They have so many licenses. So like I said, brand new IP. I'm gonna call it because it's a brand new story, not based on anything. I'm mumbling my words like crazy. But anyways, you get the idea. Picked it up. It was cheap. It was like 20 bucks. So next I want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Longshot. We've had a trade worked out for ages that just never came to fruition. We've been trying to work something out since not this past Barry Game Exchange, but the one before. So almost getting onto a year ago. I basically haven't seen him since then. I picked up a game that he wanted on PS3. He had the 360 copy, and I said I picked this up on PS3 because I couldn't find the 360 one, and so we basically agreed to a trade. And that game is for Remember Me on the PS3, on the Xbox 360. It's brand new. He didn't even play it yet. He said he got it digitally, so he played it that way, but he wanted a physical version. Completely understandable. I did the same thing. Like I said, I wanted it on the 360, and he had it, so we just did a straight swap for that. So thank you very much. Thank you again very much, Longshot, for the trade. It makes it a lot easier for me to play if I can play on a console that I'm more comfortable with. And then he also saw in a couple of pickup videos ago, I'm not sure when, but I had a loose Animal Crossing on the DS. He sent me a comment saying that he had a case for it, so he also dropped that off for me as well. So that is nice. It doesn't have a manual. But honestly, I don't even care. I just like to have something that looks pretty on the shelf on top of my games and they don't get lost. So those from Longshot, thank you very much again, dude. Much appreciated. Like I said, it's really cool to have friends out in the community looking out for you. Going on that same wavelength of having things on PS3 but preferring them on the Xbox 360, I picked up Ride to Hell Retribution on the Xbox 360. I can't believe I've spent $10 on this game. In total. So this was another brand new copy for $5, brand new, as in they gutted a brand new one and put it on the shelf and sold me that one at brand new price. But whatever. This is the console version that I wanted. I picked the PS3 one because I couldn't find this one. Found this one, so I'll keep it and I'll pass the PS3 one on to someone else. I really would like to play this game. I kind of want to get somebody else who wants to play it with me, either locally or even in the Facebook or YouTube communities. Just so I can have someone to like sound off with. I don't know, if anyone's in a game club and they're going to play this game upcoming soon, let me know. I'd love to play with some other people, just to know what other people think about it. And last, but definitely not the least of anything, I picked up a N64 controller off of eBay, and you're saying, what? Why the heck would you buy an N64 controller on eBay? That's because it's not a regular N64 controller. I picked up that other weird one that's kind of like a side-to-side controller, and it works pretty well. It's not the same kind of feel that I want, so I finally decided to just double down and buy this. It's the Hori N64 controller. It feels really good in the hands. I can't wait to actually start playing more N64 games with this, just to see how it compares. I don't mind the regular N64 controller, but I understand why people don't like it. But like, it's just whatever. Differences, preferential differences. This one looks really cool. I like the fact that the joystick is more of the GameCube joystick, so it doesn't feel as brittle or finicky as the original N64 controller. This was on a currently being auctioned. When I bought it, I saw it up. It had like 3 minutes left on the auction. I threw down an extra $1 on it and I got it. So it went for under market value, I would say. It's not in perfect condition, but it's more than it will more than suit my needs that I need for it. So really cool. The only criticism that I have of this controller, and it could be minor, it could be me, is that I wish the Z triggers were a little bit bigger. They feel almost indistinguishable from the R and the L. So you got two L's, an R and an L. The Z, I just feel, I wish it was more of a trigger. I wish it was a bit bigger. Something just to make it feel a little bit different. Other than that, I'd say this is far superior controller. That's widely accepted as truth. So, but I can see why now, because I actually have it. So, anyways, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully, I was coherent enough to get through it. If you enjoyed, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you're a new subscriber, say hi down in the comments. I'd love to hear from all the new people, and even if you're old, say hi, talk to me. I love interacting with the community, and the comments just make my day. So if you want to make me feel better, do a little typey type down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.